Hello, good people. Welcome to Living with S. If you want to know what we've got in store for today, then take a look at a short clip of our guest doing what she does best. And that is Jasmine Macharia, who is in studio today. She is a chef, an award-winning author of the book Breakfast with the King.
Yes.
And a content creator. You've got a YouTube channel, a blog.
Yeah,
you pretty much don't sleep, is what I'm getting from this. So how did you get started in cooking? How did your love for cooking come about?
Wow, I think that's when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
So yeah, it was one of those things, like I don't have one of those really, like you know how Italians always, like I watched my mother cooking. Yeah. So my mom was not the cooking type all the time.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things for like, I see, okay, this is what people do in the kitchen. And then one day when no one was in the mood of cooking, I just got in the kitchen and I made, I think it was like, peas. I made a stew out of peas. Yeah. But anyway.
At 10?
At 10, yeah. No, I was supervised. Don't worry about that. I was starting fires and stuff.
Things
you know? But then I was just like throwing spices and stuff. And that's when I realized, wow, okay, this food actually does taste good. Yeah. And my mom came home and she loved it. And then with time, I think she started to kind of develop my gift. So she'd like bring chefs over the weekend to teach us how to cook.
Yeah, and I know actually later on you then went to Spain.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Arts.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. I think it was also hard in the beginning because I had to learn in Spanish and Catalan. Yes, so...
Did you have any background in that?
No, none at all.
So like, you know, chef is in there and
you learn as you go.
So how do you even know if he's telling you to pick up the tomato or like...
So what I did, when I got there, I did like a 3-month course. And then now the culinary course started. But there's only so much, you know, with 3 months of Spanish.
It's like straight
where
into
is the bus stop?
Yeah.
Like, no hablo español. That's all I used to know how to say. But like once that whole first year, my sister was like, just give it a try. Yeah. If it doesn't work out, you can, you know, learn the language and then join the next year. But so like for that whole first year, people were helping me with their notes and I would study with 2 dictionaries.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, because they don't even teach in Spanish. Most of the teachers, they teach in the language for the province.
Wow.
No one tells
you
that.
You really are immersed in that. But I also know from your blog, because I was stalking your blog. But I know that you were also a fan of writing and you enjoyed that.
Yes, yes.
Which then introduces the fact that you've got your own book. And not just a book, but an award-winning book. You've won 2 awards.
Every time you say that, it just gets...
No, but it's real. It's
yes,
true.
It is. It is. Yeah.
So you wrote Breakfast with the King.
Yes.
Mornings are better with Jesus and good food.
Yes.
What was the process like of putting this together?
First of all, I think I was working my job still on Kirinyaga Road. I was so when I moved back from Spain. Yeah. And I had to help out at the family business, and which has nothing to do with food. So I was selling car parts. Okay. For 7 years.
Wow.
So like it was just one of those things that I just felt like God was tugging on my heart. Like if you don't do it now, you never will, and you'll wake up 10 years from now and you have all these dreams that you didn't pursue. And so I was like, let me just start. So my only free day was Sunday. So I just started shooting the book. Like the photographer would come and would cook like 15 things. Wow. Yeah, and I didn't know of any stylist at the time. So it's like cook, style, check if the shot is good. And then we did that for like a good couple of months. And then now finding printers, we ended up printing in Dubai. Right. I self-published. Yeah. So even by the time I was getting the call from the people in France asking me to send me my book, I was like, how did these guys even get my email? You know, like I don't know how they got that.
So what's the actual award? It's called
Gourmand World Cookbook Awards, which are like the Oscars in the cookbook world. Yeah.
Gourmand World Cookbook Awards, and she won 2018, right? In 2 categories. One was
Celebrity Chef, and then the other one is African. Top African.
Celebrity chef, right here. You heard it first. So why breakfast?
Well, I love breakfast.
Okay.
I mean, I love...
Me too.
Thank you. Like, me and my husband would always go for breakfast dates. It was always like the thing because we're always so busy.
Yeah.
So, and you also realize that at some point you've gone to like almost all the restaurants in Nairobi for dinner.
Right.
So it was like, oh, where do we go for breakfast? And so I realized a lot of people miss breakfast day to day because maybe you're rushing out traffic or you take the same thing like bread and tea.
Yes.
So I always wanted a theme, and I feel like God gave me the theme breakfast. And then I remember I just sat down and I was like, I wonder how many breakfast recipes I know. And I'd written 30 in 10 minutes, and I was like, whoa, we have something here.
Wait, 30?
30, yeah. And that's when I was like, and they kept coming, so it has 70 breakfast recipes.
70 in here. Yes. I can barely think of 5.
5 right now.
Yeah,
it's like eggs,
toast,
granola.
But now you've got 70 recipes here. So then what was the response like?
It was great. The book sold out in the first couple of months.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool also seeing people like tagging me on their pictures.
Do you get a lot more of your, like the community, is it mostly female or do you have some guys in there?
It's like 75% female.
Wait, but that means it's, let me see my math, 25%?
Yes.
No, that's not bad.
I'm surprised. And because even from the cooking classes that I do here, we still have some men who show up. So it's cool kind of seeing that they're the guys that get into the kitchen.
Right, so, yeah.
Not as many though.
Not as many, but slowly they're coming in. Yeah. So in one of your social media posts, you mentioned how difficult it was coming up with this book and putting it together. And how also it's not like you had this vast reference of other authors that you would reference from. So what kept you going?
Wow, I just what kept me going was one, I had to finish it because I just knew if I paused I just wouldn't. And also just realizing that let my book also be one book that people can also look to, because we just don't have any cookbooks in Kenya as much, and the ones you do find in the stores are mostly done by foreigners who have come to Africa, or if we do have any, they're just, the quality is not as good. So I really wanted to put excellence in my book so that when it's outside, people can see it, like they can put it on the same level with other books.
Right, so, and you can see that in the fact that you won the awards. That you really put everything into this. So why the name Breakfast with the King?
It's because the book also has a devotional, because I remember when the Lord just shed it in my spirit that I should do this. It was one of those things, like immediately I felt a voice telling me, do a breakfast cookbook, and I'm like, cool, and I wrote that down, those 30 recipes, and then immediately like the voice was like, do a devotional, and I'm like, okay, hold up, 2 books at the same time, that's a bit weird, and then it was like, no, put it together, because people read their devotionals in the morning, and I was like, that's genius. Nice. So Breakfast with the King.
Oh, I get it. I wasn't sure if it meant like, breakfast with your husband.
It's like the whole book is just dedicated to him or something.
Dedicated to your hubby. Okay, so can you take me through what 1 week of breakfast look like in the Macharia household?
Okay, gosh. Anyway, I have been slackening up late.
Well, the ideal, like if it was like you at your best, not you after working late nights and you're just exhausted and you want to sleep in, but if you really wanted to treat yourself, what does 1 week look like? Okay,
ideally, most mornings would have to be granola, because we both really love granola, and he loves granola even with water. Like he doesn't even... I know, it's strange because he's not really high on dairy, so...
Okay, right. And dairy has some, negative side effects. Exactly. On a lot of adults, so...
Exactly. Okay. So, different days, he really likes boiled eggs. Okay. He really likes boiled eggs, and we also do cereal, because sometimes who has time to cook? But Sundays is like when you go all out. I don't know, weekends are more like brunch-ish kinda. But like weekdays, it's casual, like boil and guashe.
And walk out, and it's a healthy option too. Okay, so if I was to come to you and tell you, listen, Jasmine, I'm not that great in the kitchen, but I want to know, what are 5 ingredients that I would need to, in just a few minutes, I'd be able to whip up any kind of meal, and a variety of meals.
Breakfast, but
Well, breakfast specifically, because this entire show is focused on like now breakfast, right? So what are 5 ingredients that would completely transform your breakfast game?
1, eggs, of course.
Okay, eggs.
Protein. Some good, I like oats as well, because I like how versatile oats are, because you can do granola, you can make them the traditional way, you can do granola bars, there's just so much you can do on Wesley. Exactly. So I would say that as well. I would say fruit, you always need fruits, because either you can have a fruit salad or just make a smoothie. So
that's a good one.
And also depending on which fruits you like. And you can throw veggies in there, but it depends. But we'll get to that. Another thing, bread, because bread is filling, and it depends on which bread you like also.
So it could be like wholemeal.
Yes, multigrain, like that. And then the last thing, okay, for me it's coffee.
Coffee. Okay, that works. And I guess it could be like hot chocolate or tea or green tea.
Herbal tea also. Like I love herbal tea, especially like hibiscus and steam that all put together.
I love a good cup of green tea. Okay, so that's a good.
You are a green tea addict.
I'm a green tea addict. It's good for it's got loads of antioxidants. Antioxidants. It escaped me. Now I want to know. There are some people who believe that breakfast can be replaced with any other meal, in that, you know, if what you have is rice, beans, and some chicken, then that works. What's your thought on that?
It does, because I feel like actually in most African households, you find that most people have breakfast what they had the night before. So it could be like,
it's easier.
Yes, it's much more easier. It's just hidden in the microwave, you know. So it is good as long as you're eating like a good balanced meal in the morning and to your fill. You get it? So that during the day you don't start the day like without fuel. Because I find that my days always start better when I started with breakfast. And it's a thing. That's why they say you need to eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. So that even if you skip lunch, you're good.
At least you've got the fuel to go on. But I hear you. So you don't have to have this, you know, it's not even really elaborate, but if it's easier for you to just reheat the food and have it in the morning, just do not skip it.
There's actually even a leftover chapter in here, because I was like, so maybe you only have githeri in the fridge. This is what you can do with it. Maybe you had rice left over. You can fry it up with an egg and some veggies. Like there's so much you can do with leftovers. So it's not like a mold, like a template type of thing, like you can only do eggs and bread, you know, so,
and that's it. Now I want to get into the content creator that's in you, because I know obviously you're quite passionate about food, but what you've also done is to try and channel that into these outlets, whether it's your blog or your YouTube channel. Why was that important for you?
One, I remember when I started, because like my official blog started in 2016, but the blog itself, like the old one, which you know the cookingjazz.blogspot.com, you know when you have like .wordpress and stuff?
OG one.
The OG, man. And so that one was in 2011. And I mean, I loved it because that's when like people started knowing like, oh, this is like Jazz, she shares her recipes and stuff. Because it started when I was still at the family business. Because I needed, remember I was selling car parts. So I needed a sort of outlet to feel like, okay, why did I study culinary arts? Like I need an avenue to share like the things I'm testing at home and stuff. Because I've always been passionate of showing people how easy it is to cook. Not just like you can dine out and stuff, but what if you knew how to make that in your home? And you don't always have to make the usual. Like I'm just like so tired of people making pilau and stuff.
That's the real like chef speaking in how, because I'm that person who will just be like, I pretty much have the same thing.
The same thing all the time. So it's good to like kind of switch it up, you know.
True. Actually, I hear you. My best friend the other day came home and was like, that's it, enough. I'm writing you down a menu. This is what you're having. Like none of this boring stuff. She was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not coming here and having the same things.
The same thing.
What
is the same thing that you could call it?
We're not going to get into that. Now, last question. I'm just curious to know, what was your family's response when you then were like, okay guys, I'm writing a cookbook, I'm leaving the family business and I'm focusing on this?
Funny enough, I think how when you know it's time, people receive it really well. Okay, it depends on different people's journeys and stuff, but for mine, like it was a prayer point. I was just like, it's been the hardest thing leaving the family business, because there's that sense of obligation, like you have to be there. It's the hardest thing to walk away from. You can walk away from a normal job, but like family, it's like disappointment, you know? But I remember when I told my mother, my father, and my sisters, and they kind of like really took it well, and they're like, you've actually been there for really long, because I thought it would be a short season, but then 7 years.
7 years.
You think it's 6 months?
7 years.
7 years.
Okay, so we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, I will be testing out some of Jasmine's creations, which I wish you could join me, but I'll do my best at describing how great it is, because I'm sure it's going to be delicious. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have been talking to the Jazz, that's Cooking with Jazz, of Jasmine Macharia of Cooking with Jazz, and of the book Breakfast with the King. And now we're getting into the actual like breakfast recipes. But before that, I just want to share a quick fact that you may or may not have heard of before, but Richard Stevens, a professor of psychology at Keele University, says the carbohydrates found in fried eggs and sausages can actually help cure a hangover. Did you know that? Yeah.
I guess that's why people always do like the full English breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying.
Night,
so you want to go for an English breakfast. I mean, I don't know if we're recommending overload of fried eggs or drinking. Maybe that's not where we're going with this, but if you didn't know, breakfast is good for you for so many reasons. But now I want to know, when it comes to balanced diets, what are some go-to recipes for you?
I like playing around with oats a lot. That one, because I told you can do so much with them. Like you can make the granola, you can make muesli, you can make granola bars, and you can just also make oats in different ways, like with coconut milk or with fruits like blueberries and stuff. So there's just so much you can do with that. And then fruits, because you can always do like the smoothies and everything, or just a fruit salad. So there's just so much you can do. Or you can even have your fruits with some yogurt and some nuts. As in, there's so much you can do with that.
And to just leave the fried bits out of it.
Exactly.
But now, what are some budget-friendly options? Because sometimes it's that time of the month and you're like, look, I want to eat breakfast, but I also can't afford to go all out and be like, it's some peanut butter and like, you know, blueberries. So what are some budget-friendly options?
Okay, one at least, blueberries are expensive, but oats aren't. Oats are actually very cheap. You can go to most supermarkets and they, either you can buy like the ones that are packed, or sometimes you find there's some shops you can go to and they weigh for you like 100 grams, 50 grams and stuff. And they're like 100 bob, 300 bob for a kilo.
And
so that's pretty doable. Yes, it's going to last you very long. And fruits are everywhere. Eggs are also very cheap as well.
That's true. And for fruits, you can just get what's in season.
Exactly. Makes life easier. Don't go for the bitter mangoes or like even the imported stuff. You can always do local. And,
local versions. Now, I see you've got like some really pretty
parfaits.
Parfaits for us here. Now, first things first. What is this exactly? It's a yogurt.
Granola and yogurt parfait. So the granola, we've just baked the oats in the oven with some desiccated coconut, some raisins, and there's like a mixture of like the golden raisins and the dark ones, and some pumpkin seeds as well, because of course extra nutrients, and then they're really nice and crunchy. And some honey as well, just to kind of sweeten it. So and you can opt not to have also, depending on what you have.
So the honey, did you drizzle it on here, or did you bake
I baked it on the oats.
And now I want to know, is it as important to you that food looks good and not only tastes good? Because this is so pretty. You don't want to.
And it took seconds.
Really? Like when your sister was putting down the teaspoon, I was like, don't spoil it. And in my head, I was like, you're gonna eat it at some point. So of course, it doesn't matter, because it looks gorgeous.
And it's simple. I mean, all we've done is just layer it. So instead of just like serving someone, it's like, hey, take it in a bowl. Like, just do a little something pretty. It's a strawberry on top. Like, that's not time consuming at all.
Love it.
And people eat with their their eyes first.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
So now I want us to sample.
Yes.
Ooh, this is where we get to enjoy. Do you feel pressure when people taste your food?
Yes.
Do you really, or you're just
not
like,
as much
no?
Nowadays, because they're those things we've been making for so long. I'm like, if you don't like it, there's something wrong with you. Okay, no. That's not my attitude.
No pressure, but I've got to like it. But no, I know I love this.
I mean, I always look for that first reaction. It's like, okay.
Okay, let's see. I'll give you the true, honest reaction.
Truth. Oh, wow, okay.
Not kidding. Love it. Absolutely love it. And again, how long did this take to make the oats?
10 minutes. 10 minutes. And you see, you can just store it up in a jar.
Oh.
And you have some for the whole week. And then the good thing about oats is that they don't expire quickly. So this can actually, like, let's say, for example, maybe you're a really slow eater. This can stay up to 2 months in the jar.
What?
As long as it's airtight.
10 minutes to make.
Yes.
Oats cost very little money.
Exactly.
That shouldn't be an issue.
Yes.
Raisins, I mean, you can get that easily.
Yes.
The coconut, I guess you can or cannot have it.
Coconut, actually, desiccated coconut is actually also very cheap. You can find like little packets for like 100 grams at around 100 bob in supermarkets. Like that's why I buy my stuff.
Yeah.
So the pumpkin seeds will be the pricey ones, but you can also go for different seeds like sunflower that are even cheaper.
Sunflower seeds.
Exactly.
Can you add things like superfoods like chia seeds here?
People do that all the time. You can put any seeds that you want in there.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And the cool thing about making your own granola is you can put whatever you want inside, because most of the store-bought ones are usually packed with butter and brown sugar. So with this, like, I'm like, you know, you put in a bit of honey, or you can even leave it as, and maybe you just want to taste the natural flavor of that, because the yogurt is also sweet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can have like dark chocolate shavings. Exactly. I've seen so many cool things. First of all, I almost just want to continue this. And just, I don't want to ask you questions. I just want to be like, do you want to just talk?
Yeah,
I'll be here eating.
I'll just take over.
Yeah. Thank you. I want to know, if you had to cook for someone, who would that person be that you're like, oh, Lord Jesus, please let them come into my kitchen one day?
Oh my gosh. Oh, and Siba.
Oh.
Yeah, Siba Mtongana. She's like the biggest celebrity chef in Africa.
Oh, in Africa,
now.
yeah.
Yes.
And she's got a show as well, an
Siba
international,
Stable.
yeah. Show.
Yes.
Wow.
I think she's amazing because I got to meet her last year,
yeah.
and her personality is so. She's what you see on TV is what you get.
Yeah.
And I would love to cook for her because she's just, man, Siba, come to the kitchen.
That's so cool. And you wouldn't feel pressure?
I would, of course. I would. It's like, I hope you love my food.
Yeah.
But it would be such an honor if I got the chance to do that.
Oh, I love that. And I also love that the person that you've referenced is also a Black female.
Yes.
Who's doing really great. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there.
I don't know how she does it. She's like mother to 4 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, like
has her own cooking show.
Yeah, self-published her book as well.
Self-published.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, what's your least favorite thing to make?
Okay. Is it breakfast only or?
Okay, we can stick to breakfast and then we'll do like in general.
In general, I hate peas.
Oh, and that was the first thing you made.
I know.
As a child.
Weird.
Yeah.
I hate them now. I think it's because once I got sick, you know, like when you have food poisoning and it's like a pea stew. So I still have that taste in my mouth when I eat peas. But it's my least favorite. But with everything else, I've learned that even the things that I don't like, I just need to find a different way to make them. Because that's one of the things we learned in cooking school. It's like expand your palate. You think you hate it, but you really don't. Just give it another try. Try it in 2 different ways, because sometimes you hate something because of maybe how you grew up eating it all the time.
Yeah.
But there's so much you can do with one ingredient. Yes.
And change it up.
Exactly.
And for breakfast, what's your least favorite thing to make?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Could be indoma, I think.
Really?
Yes. Like I can. It's like I can stand them, but it's not like I'll go out of my way to go buy them. It's like,
okay. Like, so you're like, man, I'm not sure how I feel about you. Yeah.
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good. Yeah.
Now I see smoothies here.
Yes.
A green smoothie.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So what's? I mean, no. First of all, I know it's green. And I just asked, is it? But what I meant was, are there vegetables in here?
Yes.
Also, there are vegetables.
There's spinach in this. So I like spinach in smoothies because one, they taste, I feel like spinach tastes much better than kale.
I agree, 100%. Yes, yeah.
Should start an association or something. And then
women against kale.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's also bananas, there's oranges, because I mean, look at the weather, you kind of need a couple of those nutrients. Yeah. And the chia seeds as well inside. And there's an apple, pink lady apples. Yes.
I like that. Okay, so cheers.
Yes.
Here's to tasting. Oh, that's good.
And it's all natural sweetness because we haven't added any sweetener into that. But it's because when you get ripe fruits,
it's all the sweetening that you need.
Exactly.
And I like that this is a great way to infuse veggies.
Yes.
For the longest time, wasn't a fan of vegetables. And then I discovered juicing and also smoothies. And I found that that's a quick way to add some greens.
Especially when they're still raw, they're even better than when they're cooked. Yes, because they haven't lost any nutrients in the cooking process, especially because as Kenyans, we tend to overcook a lot of things.
We keep it in there for a long time. I hear you.
Yes.
So, for instance, what did it take to, I want to get into the gadgets, right?
Yes.
So what did you use to make this?
I used a bullet, but you can use a blender.
A NutriBullet?
Yes.
Is that? Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to find out, what's the one gadget that you think everyone needs, like no matter what, just start by saving up slowly by slowly because you have to have this in your kitchen.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think an oven.
Okay, no, oven, I feel like, no, oven, I think let's just assume we have ovens.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. And if they do, they don't use them.
See, I don't know if I use my oven.
Yeah, let me tell you something. The oven is your friend. Like, there is so much you can do.
Why are we afraid? I mean, I'm asking you, like, why am I afraid? Can you tell me?
Just tell me.
I don't know. I think it's because I feel like that if you're getting into the oven level, then you are a real
You see, now you're calling
chef.
it a level, and it's not. It's just for cooking. Let me tell you the cool thing about the oven. Okay. Things cook evenly in the oven. I even make my sausages in the oven. You know, like how, like, if you're having guests over and you just want to do some sausages and stuff, because they cook perfectly and they become nice and chunky.
So do you oil them, or how do you?
You just grease or put some foil, grease the paper, and then put them in the oven. And then you position the tray in the middle, so it has equal heat from the top and the bottom. You make your granola in there. You make supper in there. There's so much you can do with the oven when you're seated instead of having to keep stirring things.
Arm workouts though.
Yes.
But I think I've realized why I'm also terrified of the oven. It's the degrees and like not knowing. And I feel like the oven is where it becomes a science.
Yeah.
Because you have to get it just
180.
right.
Let me tell you something. I have talked to bakers, like, you know, people who have like really big bakeries.
I have talked to bakers. Okay.
We've had we've tested. And everyone keeps it 180. 180 degrees is your friend for everything, whether it's meat, whether it's cakes, whatever you are baking in the oven, keep it 180 degrees. I feel like the oven is an investment because you'll have it forever. I have an oven that I got in 2010. Like, it's very old. It's from those are 8 years. So it's one of those things I would say save up, buy, and nowadays even cookers are much more cheaper. So
that's true.
Or you can buy the little small ones.
Yes. The little ones that you can just place on top.
Exactly. And it's the good thing is that you can even make healthier food with that, because instead of, let's say, deep frying, give me something, fried chicken, bake it. You know, meatballs, a lot of people like deep frying meatballs once you've rolled them up. Bake them.
It. Sweet potato fries.
All the time. And the cool thing is that, you know, when you fry them, you can't quite season them because all of that is lost in the oil. In the oven, you know, you can put your dill, your fresh dill, the garlic, whatever.
Wow.
Bake
in the oven.
Yes.
I saw in your cookbook the sweet potato fries, and I remembered how like 2 nights ago I tried to make it. Absolute fail. I should have
80 degrees, yes.
180 degrees. I should have had this.
Yes.
If you were to pick only 3 recipes from your cookbook, which you just told us has over 70. What are the 3 that you would pick to cook breakfast for an entire year?
For myself?
For yourself. The 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. 1. Turkish eggs, which is in there. I don't know if you want to open that.
No, I actually watched the YouTube video.
Yes, you saw. They're so easy to make with the tomatoes and that. And they're pretty cool. I've never found someone who didn't like Turkish eggs. I love them.
Yeah.
To my coconut French toast. I really love my coconut French toast because it's like one of those creations that just, when you like dream about it and then you're like, let me just try if it works.
Wow.
And it did.
Yeah.
And the third thing, wow. I keep saying like I've said granola too much.
Yeah, we're gonna X granola because obviously you love it. Also, I'm just gonna put this on my side because I might be taking this home.
Just carry that over.
Yeah, but something else, not granola. What would it be?
Oh wow, that is tough. Okay, my sweet potato fries. I really like those.
And can you have that for breakfast too?
Yes.
So anything can go.
Yes, anything can go. There are no breakfast rules.
There are no breakfast. That's the best time.
Yes.
That's the best thing actually.
Yes.
And the fact that you can also have breakfast at any time. Do you sometimes do that?
I do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes dinner is
breakfast. Yeah, pancakes, exactly.
Yes,
why not?
Yeah.
Now, any tips for first-time cooks? People who aren't so comfortable in the kitchen?
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
Keep practicing.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that because I feel like you get better always when you keep doing the same thing. You keep trying it. See what works. Try different spices also.
Ooh,
yes,
okay.
Because you find like people stick to like, oh, I only do white pepper. I never do any other thing or just the cubes, you know? And then try other things. Try mixed herbs. Try paprika. It's not chili.
So now give me like very quickly before we go on break, give me 3 spices that you think most people should have in their pantry. In the kitchen. Just spices.
Yeah. Okay. Paprika, black pepper, basic. Oh gosh, 3. What's the third one?
We can leave it at 2.
Okay, mixed herbs. Mixed herbs, yeah, because it works well in a lot of sauces.
Paprika.
Yes.
Black pepper. Mixed herbs.
Yes.
I think I have paprika in mind.
Try paprika because the good thing with paprika, it's not chili.
Okay.
It's not like high-end. So try paprika.
Okay. Well, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, she's actually going to cook now and teach me. We're going to cook. We're going to cook. Yes. And we're going to learn a couple of new dishes, which I may or may not set this place on fire, but we'll see.
Let's go.
Be back in a moment. Welcome back. We have been talking to Jasmine Macharia, who is an award-winning author and a chef. And before we even dive into the actual cooking, I just want to break down where we are, 1, and 2, what a typical day looks like for you. So where are we now?
This is my creative space.
Okay.
It's my kitchen. What that means, it's a food studio. So this is where we do everything.
Food studio.
Food studio, yeah. Sounds so bougie, But anyway, it's my food studio, meaning this is where we do catering. We do our cooking classes as well here. And this is where we do instant dining, which means people come over and they eat like they would in a restaurant.
Okay.
But they can make all the noise they want to and play games and stuff.
Oh, that's my favorite. Play games.
Yeah.
I like that. So you actually have people coming in almost like on a daily basis, I imagine.
That's what I do every day. Like this week we've had 4 cooking classes. So sometimes we have private classes where it's like one-on-one.
Okay.
And you find maybe someone will book like a couple of sessions or just one.
Okay.
And sometimes we have groups where you come like from groups from like 4 to 8 to 12 to as many as you are. And you come cook together, or kids classes as well.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes.
So you inspire little Jasmine.
Yes.
Who wants to get into your world.
Yes.
Okay, so now what are we making today?
So we're going to make my easy hack for poached eggs, because you find most people don't know how to make poached eggs, because you're supposed to, for poaching eggs, you throw the egg in the water as it's boiling, and you find that sometimes the egg just disappears in the water and it's just like a mess. Yes. So some people are like, put vinegar, avoid all that. Okay. Use clean film.
This is what we do. Okay, so what do we do?
So we're going to break the eggs into this, and always break an egg on a flat surface. Okay. Because to avoid the egg shell from cracking. Because as human beings, we always look for an edge. Or like a fork or something.
I was going to grab like break an egg. Got it.
Yes, just break it. Just
what? Oh, I'm going to watch you. Okay.
And then you just Open that up.
I'm panicking that I'm gonna like smash this egg.
Yeah.
I got a little on the table.
It's okay, it's okay. We'll clean that up. Just get the egg in there.
Is that normal?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
You can tell who obviously doesn't cook much here.
Yes, and just throw that there. Okay. And then you have to wash your hands because of salmonella, which is found on the eggshell.
We'll be right back.
Yes. So, coming back.
Okay, we're back. Hands are washed.
Yes, nice and clean.
What's next?
So we're going to season our egg. Also, I'd lightly greased the cling film on the inside.
With what kind of oil?
Just any. Veggie oil, olive, whichever you like. Okay. So just put a bit of salt in there.
Can you see? I'm like keenly observing what she's doing so I don't mess up.
You can put whatever you want actually inside. Like if you like herbs like dill or parsley or something, you can just throw that in there, and then a bit of black pepper.
Okay.
So this is the cool thing about poaching eggs, is that you can put anything. Okay. So once that is done, we're just gonna seal this.
Okay. Are you sure my egg is fine?
Yes, your egg is fine.
Okay. Okay, so what now?
So now we're just making a knot. Knot. We're just gonna secure a knot so that the egg doesn't come out.
Right.
Just tighten that a bit carefully. Yes, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm actually starting to think yours will turn out better than mine.
Oh, imagine that. I doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. So how many knots are you making? You
can put as many knots as you want, as long as you've just secured the egg inside and there's no spillage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this plastic, this is cling film that
This is cling film, so it's not burnt yet. You can get it anywhere in the supermarket.
And it's not going to like dissolve?
No, it doesn't. That's a cool thing. Yeah. So this. And then we're going to throw this into simmering water. It doesn't have to be like boiling, like over boiling, just nice and medium. It's like we have a fish in here or something.
I'm staring at it for too long. Like,
this is how it's supposed to look. So we're throwing this inside, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So time for this to go into.
Let me see how you do it.
Just place it inside.
You place it?
Yes.
And this is when we see whether or not my knot was good enough.
Exactly. Moment of truth. You see, it's already started cooking.
Mine isn't cooking.
It is. Look at the white.
Oh, yeah. It's cooking.
So we're just going to leave this in here for like around 10 minutes, depending on how well you like your eggs, how well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well done for me.
Yes.
So well done would be like 10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so we leave those about 10 minutes.
Cool.
And we're making easy poached eggs.
Easy poached eggs,
on toast.
Yes, avocado on toast. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it. So now I want to get back into the business side of things.
Yes.
And just your daily routines. How is it like interacting with new people on a daily basis?
It's fun.
Yeah, really?
Yes, it really is. Another thing though is you never know what type of personality you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So sometimes you find some people are very quiet, but it takes a while. Like within like the first half hour, you kind of, their personality now starts coming through, and you just have to keep creating conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the age range that you've had coming into the studio?
Wow. I would say young professionals, people who are like in their 20s to 40s. Yes, we've had quite a mixture. We've even had people who've brought their mothers here.
Oh,
yeah, like mothers who are like in their 50s. Yeah.
No, I guess it's not saying something. It's just like to brush up your skills, right?
Yes.
And to learn new techniques.
Yeah, because cooking classes are not just for people who can't cook. They're just for people who want to learn also how to cook new things.
Exactly.
Yes.
You better preach, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what fulfillment do you derive from this, from what you do every day?
This is everything, especially having done something else that wasn't like related to my passion.
Yeah.
The feeling I get waking up, coming to this place that is solely just for the thing I love is something else. It's out of this world. So even the times that you have those months where, you know, we have bills.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
But it's still, I still wouldn't change it for anything, you know? So it's like what I try and do is that if we have a function, if something goes wrong, or, you know, maybe a client that wasn't satisfied, you just learn from that, get better, do better. Like always.
Keep moving.
Keep moving. And then one day, I'm hoping I'll wake up and it would have even grown much bigger than it is now.
I 100% believe it will, because A, you're driven by passion.
Yes.
And 2, dedication.
Yes.
I now sort of want to just unpack the business side of it a little. So we have the cooking studio.
Yes.
We have the cookbook that was, and there's another one that's coming. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
What else do you then do? You talked about catering. What are the different avenue streams you've got for revenue?
Yes, we do catering a lot. And for us, we call it gourmet type of catering, meaning that we're not going to cook you the usual things that you would find from your other caterers. And there's nothing wrong with the usual. Yeah. It's just, if you want something different, let's say maybe you don't want samosas, we can give you mini burgers, you know? Okay. Just nice cocktail bitings. We also do food. Yeah. Like normal meals, food. Yeah. Like normal meals as well. So we do up to the numbers of like 100 and 100 plus. We still haven't grown to that capacity to take like a full wedding for like 500 or 300 people. But at the moment, we've been doing a lot of cocktail parties and events for like 50, 60, 100. Oh, yeah.
So that must really keep you busy. Yes. Yeah, you've got so much. Yes. And now I want to touch on the second book that's coming out in October. Can you tell us about that?
Joyful. It's titled Joyful, which I love because joy.
Cool. Yeah. Anyway. Oh,
you get it. You see what I did there.
I get it.
Yeah, because I want to bring. Okay, we've had around 150, 60 people who've come to the kitchen for cooking classes. Oh, okay. And we always ask them questions because we like saying, do you cook a lot? You know, because what has brought you to now finally come here for a class? And so with that interaction, we found that a lot of people have been making the same things for like a million years, or the things you saw your mother making, or it's like people, or you try a recipe online and maybe it backfires because maybe it's like from a blog that isn't Kenyan. Yeah. And then you just like, I'm never, like trauma, I'm never trying this again. So Joyful is bringing back happiness to the kitchen because we want to get everyone in the kitchen. So it's going to be recipes that you can make with your kids. There's a whole kids chapter there for you and your little one. There is a date night chapter on what you can make with your +1. Yeah. There is recipes for bitings when you're hosting. What can you whip up quickly? And maybe they've told you they're coming in 30 minutes or something, your friends. Yeah. And then all my lunch and dinner recipes that we do here. And these are recipes that have been tested by hundreds of people. Like we've been making this food for a while. Yeah. Yes. So it's recipes that are no-fail. Like this one, I will guarantee you can make that lasagna while you're sleeping and it will work. Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on this book. But I also want to know how different was... Oh, are you checking on the eggs? Quick glances.
Quick glance.
That's how I burn things, obviously. I'm just like the talker. What's been the different thing about the process of putting Joyful together compared to Breakfast with the King?
The people actually working on the book, because myself, of course, but we also have, I'm still there, you know, but we also, this time around, we actually have a food photographer, which is really good for me because the first, I loved all the images in Breakfast with the King, but I was working with a photographer who wasn't necessarily a food photographer, and food needs to be taken in a very different way. It has to be like, it's messy, it's vibrant, you know, all of those things. So it's taking it to the next level with the photography. And then also we have a food stylist who has worked on some really legendary books like Fever.
It's so crazy that there's like a career path that's food stylist, food photography.
How do you think people, this billboards you see with this brand, like, and you see like the onion is placed in it. That's stylist.
And I've even heard that sometimes you even have to paint something to come.
See our stylist in action. Like she has like tweezers and magnifying glasses and little gadgets that she uses.
That's so cool.
She's so serious and gets in her zone, but it's amazing because all I have to do is focus on the cooking and then she just puts it together. She has like a million props.
Wow. I can't wait to get my hands on that book in that case. Because I can only imagine how much more you've elevated everything about your style, the photography, everything. But what do you think about the eggs? Do you think they're ready?
Done by now. Let's check.
Man, I have never made an egg like this in my life.
Different.
This is just blowing my mind.
So, and we're gonna just put off the gas before we burn this place.
Okay, now to plate these bad boys. Okay.
So this one is nice and out.
Oh, that looks like a mushroom.
Yes, it does. It does actually.
Gorgeous. I love it.
And then afterwards, we're gonna open this other one.
I'm scared to admit that that was actually my one.
It's still good. So look at that. And then it's nice and well done.
Okay, actually, it's not bad.
Yes.
Hey.
It's good. So, you know, if you like runny eggs is when you like open it and drizzles. But, I mean, it looks pretty legit when it's like this. And then we just cut open and it's nice and cooked inside.
Right, that's what I like. I like it cooked. Okay,
nice and cooked.
So, this is yours.
Thank you.
Okay, time to test this out. I was actually just confessing to her that I'm not a huge fan of avocado, but I'm going to give this a try.
Yes, please do.
She was just like, what do you mean you don't like avocado?
You know?
Are you like, what's going on?
So just bite into it.
Okay.
Okay, I hope you do eggs though.
I love eggs,
okay.
Love eggs. Okay.
Let me get some of the bread in there.
Okay. Not bad.
Give avocados a try, please.
Honestly, I don't even know. I can't even really taste the avocado.
Yeah, it's because we've also put a bit of lime in there and some black pepper and salt, so yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's come to me.
Yeah, it's coming to you now?
Yeah.
Just okay. But
it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah, but the poached egg is like well done and it's still like really nice and soft inside, so.
Right, and this is perfect for those who like their eggs runny.
Yes, exactly.
I actually just want to taste this separately. Now, as we close, I really would love to know from you.
Yeah.
What have you taken from this journey? The journey of pursuing your passion, diving in headfirst, and seeing it through. What have you taken from it that you think could inspire others?
I think just there's something amazing about waking up and doing what you love. And I know a lot of people say that, but until you do it is when you realize how amazing it is. Like the sense of fulfillment. And also the cool thing about how everyone is so different is that people have all these ideas that they're sleeping on, and you can put them to life, you know, like it's just amazing when like we're just chilling and we're talking and then an idea comes and we execute it and it's like it worked, you know. And yet it's sad when you see other people who like copying or imitating ideas when they have so much that is within them. So I would say like stick to your lane and just go for whatever passion God has placed in you and stay consistent more than anything. Like stay consistent and learn as you go, because there's just so much that you are so intimidated to start because of fear. But just start, and then the fear, and it's like the more you take those steps, the fear just keeps like disappearing.
And I think also in relation to that, a lot of times you want to start when everything is perfect. When you've got enough money in the bank and you've got the perfect gear and the perfect studio. But just dive in. Just
start. Because the thing though is like one thing I always tell myself, I just don't want to wake up 10, 15 years from now and I just have all of this regret. Because now even with the ideas that I have tried and haven't worked, because I do have ideas that I tried that don't work. I now know not to do that or to do it in a different way, but I'm not going to wake up and regret having tried. You get it?
That's true. 100%. I hear you. Jazz, thank you so much. One, for feeding me really delicious food, for schooling us, right? Because I'm sure we've all learned something from this. And for pursuing your dreams, because I think by doing so, you inspire others to pursue theirs. And there's a lot of people watching and celebrating you. We can't wait for Joyful to come out. Where can people get what's in your book? Because I know you said it's sold out.
Yes, since it is, we just released the ebook a few days ago on Monday. So you can get the ebook on Cooking with Jazz on Instagram or Facebook. You know, just send a message and I'll tell you how easy it is to get it.
There you go. So no excuses, okay? No boring breakfast ideas. You're welcome, courtesy of Jazz. So now I want to leave you with a few things that's taking place this weekend, just in case you're wondering how to spend your Saturday and Sunday. For starters, we've got Mulberry Project Food and Wine. It's taking place at the Alchemist Bar, and they're excited to announce a special collaboration with one of New York's finest cocktail bars, that's Mulberry Project. So get ready for handcraft cocktails with the best fresh ingredients tailored for each guest. It starts 1st September, and then there's Cafe Ngoma Social, that's season 5. It starts Sunday 2nd September at 2 p.m. and ends 6 p.m. that same day. It's at the Michael Joseph Center, that's Safaricom House. And here you get to interact with brands, musicians, and personalities on an intimate setting. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I'm pretty certain. Now, I'm just going to enjoy my little plate of breakfast, actually. And I'm going to love you and leave you, but I'll see you on Monday, right? 8 a.m. See you. Bye.